Let me save you some time right now. Most men spend months, sometimes years, chasing women who were never actually interested in them from the start. They think, maybe if I text more, maybe if I'm funnier, maybe if I just wait long enough, she'll come around. Wrong. If a woman doesn't like you, she shows it. Not with words, but with her behavior. And here's the part most guys miss. Attraction is not confusing. It's not a puzzle. When she's into you, she'll make it obvious. But when she's not, she'll also make it obvious. If you're willing to see the signs, that's exactly what today's video is about. I'm going to reveal 7 clear behavioral red flags that prove a woman isn't genuinely interested in you. If you notice these patterns, it's not a challenge for you to work harder. It's a warning for you to walk away, because your time and energy are too valuable to waste on someone who doesn't want to be there. So here's my promise. By the end of this video, you'll never again sit around overthinking whether she likes you. You'll know the difference. You'll recognize the signs, and you'll have the confidence to move on without second-guessing yourself. But before we dive in, I just want to say thank you for being here. If you get value from this, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It helps this channel grow, and I truly appreciate your support. All right, let's start with number 7. She's always too busy. Now, we've all heard this one before. You ask her to grab coffee, and she says, "Oh, this week is crazy, maybe another time." Next week, same excuse. A month later, still nothing. Guys, here's the truth. If she's always too busy, what she really means is, I'm not interested. Think about it. People make time for what they value. You and I both know that if Beyoncé texted her right now, she'd clear her calendar. If she genuinely liked you, she would do the same. Not by dropping everything in her life, but by at least making room for you in it. Now here's where most men get stuck. They think, well, maybe she really does have a lot going on. Maybe if I just wait patiently, she'll eventually have time for me. Wrong. That's how you end up wasting months on someone who never had intentions of showing up. Let me paint the contrast for you. An interested woman might be busy, sure, but she'll offer a solution. She'll say, Thursday doesn't work, but how about Saturday? She finds a way to see you. She'll even reschedule if she has to cancel because she doesn't want to lose the chance. A disinterested woman will just say, sorry, swamped right now, and then silence. She won't follow up. She won't suggest an alternative. She'll just let it die. So here's the key. Don't confuse excuses for effort. Real effort is consistent. Real interest is about making space for you. If she's always dodging, canceling, or hiding behind the word busy, she's telling you, without actually saying it, that you are not a priority. And listen, I know it stings, but I promise you, this is actually good news. Why? Because it saves you time. Instead of sitting around wondering, maybe next week she'll finally see me, you can recognize the truth and move forward. Bottom line, if she's into you, she makes time. If she's not, she makes excuses. Don't ignore that difference. Let's move on to number 6. She never initiates contact. Now, this one's huge because so many guys miss it. They tell themselves, well, I'm the man. It's my job to always reach out first. And yes, men often take the lead. But here's the reality. If a woman is genuinely interested in you, she won't just sit back and let you carry 100% of the communication. She'll find reasons to reach out. Think about your texting history with her. Who's always starting the conversation? If it's always you, that's not attraction. That's tolerance. She's not keeping the connection alive, you are. And you shouldn't be the only one holding that rope. Now let's paint the contrast. An interested woman will pop up out of nowhere. Maybe she sends you a funny meme. Maybe it's a simple, hey, how's your day going? Or she asks your opinion on something random, like what shoes to buy. The topic doesn't matter. What matters is that she's thinking about you enough to reach out. A disinterested woman, on the other hand, will never initiate. She'll reply if you text, sure, but usually with short, dry answers that don't go anywhere. And if you stop texting her, the conversation dies. She doesn't pick it back up because she's not invested. Here's the mistake guys make. They try harder. They think, maybe I just need to be funnier, more clever, more entertaining. Wrong. If she's into you, you don't need to perform. She'll meet you halfway because she wants the connection too. Let me give you a quick scenario. You send her a good morning text, and she replies, "Fine." But the real test comes later in the day. Does she check back in? Does she say, "Hey, how's your afternoon going?" If she does, that's attraction in action. If she doesn't, and the conversation only moves forward when you push it, then it's one-sided. Bottom line, if she's into you, she'll initiate sometimes. Maybe not every day, maybe not with grand gestures, but enough to show you that you matter to her. If she never does, that's not attraction, that's indifference. Don't make excuses for it. All right, let's get into number 5. Your conversations feel forced. Now tell me if this sounds familiar. You're texting her, asking about her day, trying to be engaging, and what do you get back? One-word answers. LOL. Yeah. Cool. That's it. You feel like you're pulling teeth just to keep the conversation alive. Guys, that's not what interest looks like. When someone actually likes you, conversations flow. They don't feel like a job interview where you're re-asking all the questions and she is just checking boxes with dry responses. Let me give you the contrast. An interested woman will invest in the conversation. She'll ask you about your life. She'll follow up on things you mentioned before. She'll keep the energy going. You say, "I've got a big presentation Friday." And she'll reply, "Oh, wow, what's it about? Are you nervous?" And then Friday rolls around. She remembers and asks, "Hey, how did it go?" That's curiosity. That's interest. A disinterested woman doesn't do any of that. You say, "I've got a big presentation Friday." And she goes, "Oh, nice," then changes the subject or lets the chat die. No curiosity, no follow-up, no energy. Here's the mistake men make. They overcompensate. They think if they just tell better stories, crack better jokes, or keep pushing harder, eventually she'll get interested. But forced conversation never turns into real connection. You can't entertain someone into liking you. Let me paint a quick picture. Imagine talking to your best friend. Does it feel forced? No. It flows. There's back and forth. That's what interest feels like. If you are doing all the heavy lifting while she is just dragging her feet through the conversation, that's not attraction. That's boredom. Here's the bottom line. Pay attention to her effort, not just her replies. Is she adding energy? Is she curious about you? Or are you keeping a dead conversation alive on your own? If it feels forced all the time, she's not into you. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you free yourself for someone who will actually light up when they talk to you. Now let's talk about number 4. She avoids physical closeness. This one's simple, but powerful, because body language rarely lies. Words can be polite, they can be vague, but the way someone positions themselves around you tells the truth. Picture this. You're sitting next to her on the couch. Instead of leaning in, she angles her body away. Her arms are crossed, she's on her phone, and there's a noticeable gap between you. That's not shyness. That's distance. Here's the contrast. An interested woman will naturally move closer. She'll lean in when you talk. She'll keep steady eye contact. She'll laugh and maybe touch your arm. Even small things like fixing her hair or adjusting her clothes while looking at you are subconscious signs she cares about how she's coming across. A disinterested woman will do the opposite. She leans back, avoids touch, avoids eye contact, and positions herself away from you like she's guarding her space. Now here's where guys fool themselves. They think, well, maybe she's just shy, or she's just being respectful. Listen, shyness doesn't stop a woman from showing warmth through body language. If she likes you, even if she's reserved, her body will lean toward you, not away. Think about it this way. Attraction pulls people closer. Disinterest pushes them away. It's that simple. Here's a quick example. You're out at dinner. You notice she's leaning forward, resting her chin on her hand, hanging on your words. That's interest. Now compare it to her leaning back, arms folded, scanning the room, barely looking at you. That's a red flag. So pay attention to the unspoken signals. Does she find excuses to close the gap between you? Or is she constantly creating space? Her body is telling you the truth, even if her words don't. Bottom line, if she avoids physical closeness, she's not feeling it. Don't chase, don't overthink, don't try to break down her walls. The right woman won to build walls. She'll naturally want to be closer to you. Now let S move on to number 3. She treats you the same as everyone else. This one stings a little because most guys don't notice it until it's too late. You think you're special to her, but when you really look at it, you realize she doesn't treat you any differently than she treats her coworkers, her classmates, or that random guy at the coffee shop. Here's how it usually plays out. You crack a joke, and she laughs politely. Feels good, right? But then you notice she laughs the exact same way at everybody else's jokes. Or maybe she texts you back quickly. But then you realize she does that with all her friends. You're not being singled out. You're just part of the crowd. Here's the contrast. An interested woman makes you feel like you stand out. She gives you extra attention. She remembers your little quirks. And she finds ways to make you feel special compared to the rest of the people in her life. If 10 guys are talking, she's focusing on you. If she's at a party, she drifts toward you more than anyone else. A disinterested woman doesn't create that separation. You're just another guy she's friendly with. She doesn't carve out extra energy for you because she doesn't see you as someone she wants to pursue romantically. Guys often confuse politeness with attraction. They think, well, she's nice to me, so maybe she likes me. But here's the reality. A woman can be nice without being interested. She can enjoy your company in a group setting without ever wanting something deeper. Think about it this way. Interest shines through in how she prioritizes you compared to others. Does she go out of her way for you specifically? Does she single you out for attention? If not, then you're probably just in the friend zone, or worse, the background. Bottom line, if she treats you exactly the same as everyone else, you're not her guy. Stop confusing general kindness with attraction. Real interest makes you feel like you in a different category, not just another face in the crowd. All right, sign number 2. She cancels plans last minute or she's inconsistent. Now, let me say this first. Life happens. People get sick, emergencies pop up, work runs late. That's normal. But here's the difference. When a woman is genuinely interested, she doesn't make inconsistency a habit. She doesn't leave you hanging over and over again. Picture this. You finally set up a date. You're excited. She seemed excited too. Then, a couple of hours before, you get that dreaded text. Sorry, something came up. Can't make it. Okay, fine. Once in a while that happens. But what happens next is the real test. Does she follow up? Does she say, I'm so sorry. Can we reschedule for Tuesday instead? If she does, that's still interest. She's showing you she wants to make it work. But a disinterested woman? She'll cancel, disappear, and let you carry all the effort. Maybe she even ghosts for a few days, then pops back with some weak excuse. Or worse, she doesn't cancel at all. She just flakes, leaving you waiting. That's not attraction. That's disrespect. Here's the contrast. Interested woman. Consistency. Even if she cancels, she makes up for it. She offers another date. She follows through. Disinterested woman. Inconsistency. Cancels last minute, never reschedules, and keeps you guessing about whether she'll actually show. Men often excuse this behavior. They think, well, she said she's busy, so maybe if I keep being patient, it'll happen eventually. No. Attraction doesn't work like that. When someone values you, They don't risk losing your attention by being flaky. Here's the bottom line. Interest shows up in consistency. If she cancels once but works to make it right, that's fine. But if she keeps canceling, keeps pushing you off, or leaves you in limbo, then she's not prioritizing you. And if she's not prioritizing you now, she won't prioritize you later. Don't chase inconsistency. Respect yourself enough to walk away from it. And finally, sign number 1. She shows zero curiosity about your life. Now, this is one of the clearest indicators that she's not genuinely interested, but it's also the one most men overlook. Why? Because when a woman isn't asking about you, guys often fill the silence by talking more, over-explaining, or trying to impress her. But here's the truth. If she cares, she'll show it. If she doesn't, she won't. Picture this. You tell her about a big project at work, something that's stressing you out. She replies with a flat, "Oh, that's cool," and then changes the subject. Or maybe you mention you're planning a trip, and instead of asking where or when, she just says nice and moves on. That's not interest. That's politeness. Here's the contrast. An interested woman remembers details. You tell her about your presentation on Friday. She texts you that morning to wish you luck, and later asks how it went. You mention your favorite food. Next time you hang out, she suggests grabbing it together. She digs deeper because she wants to know who you are. A disinterested woman doesn't ask, doesn't follow up, and doesn't retain what you tell her. Your stories go in one ear and out the other because she doesn't see you as part of her future. Guys, here's the key. Curiosity is one of the strongest forms of investment. When someone likes you, they want to peel back the layers. They want to understand what drives you, what excites you, and what challenges you. If she's not curious, she's not invested. Period. And let me be blunt. You should never have to beg for attention or feel like you repitching your life story to someone who couldn't care less. That's not attraction. That's indifference. So here's the bottom line. If she shows no genuine interest in your world, it's because she doesn't want to be a part of it. Don't ignore that red flag. Instead, take it as a sign to walk away and save your energy for someone who is excited to know the real you. So let's wrap this up. We've covered 7 clear red flags that show a woman isn't genuinely interested. She is always too busy. She never initiates contact. Conversations feel forced. She avoids closeness. She treats you like everyone else. She cancels plans or is inconsistent. And she shows zero curiosity about your life. And here's the truth. If you're seeing these signs, don't take it as rejection. Take it as protection. She is showing you up front that she is not invested, and that's a blessing, because now you know not to waste your time, your energy, or your heart on someone who doesn't value you. Remember this. Real attraction doesn't leave you guessing. It doesn't make you chase. It doesn't make you question. It doesn't make you feel like you're begging for attention. When a woman is into you, she makes it clear. Your job isn't to convince her. It has to recognize interest and respond with confidence. So stop chasing disinterest. Walk away and invest in someone who actually lights up to be around you. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever ignored these red flags? Or maybe you've walked away at the right time. Drop a comment below, and if you've got ideas for future videos, share those too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.